Well, hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today is a little bit different. Instead of a life story, I actually have a little bit of like compilation of a bunch of funny stories that actually happened to me when I was a staff member here. Now, these date back from all the way when I was a helper or trainee to the times of when I was a senior mod. So, let's get started. So my first story was actually really embarrassing and ironic, I have to say. So it was about a week after I'd been accepted, and I did not play much SSM at this time. And basically, the only time I played SSM was when one of my friends actually told me about it, and then I started to play it. Because I never really played it, I never knew how to play it, and I thought it was just a really confusing game. And so I actually had never played it, I was always just an SG person. So, I got called in to a SSM map, or a match, and I was told that there was someone using hacks. And so I look at him, and I don't see any kill aura, and then I'm like, okay, well, I don't see anything too sketchy here. And then all of a sudden, this guy was a spider kit, by the way, and all of a sudden, I see him climb a wall, and I'm like, he's using spider hacks. And obviously, if you guys don't know, Spider is able to climb walls. That's part of their ability as a spider. And I didn't know that because I never played SSM, which is really ironic because now I have like 2,500 wins with Spider, and I didn't even know that they were able to climb walls. So here I am false banning this Spider for wall climb hacks or spider hacks, and it was so stupid. I can't believe I did that. That was like one of the dumbest things I did. But I banned this spider for spider hacks when it was clearly his class, and he was able to do that as an ability, and that was really embarrassing. So I did not realize that until the senior mod had to come and tell me what I did. I'm like, oh crap. And so he revoked it. Fortunately, everything went back to normal, but that was quite weird as my first story. So my next story is actually pretty similar. Now, this has to do with a wolf. And as you guys know, there is wolf strike. Like, wolf strike, like, kind of lets you go really high. Kind of, like, lets you fly and glide across stuff, like, pretty easily. I don't actually use wolf. But basically, I was a little trainee. I was about to go to school. There was like 10 minutes until I had to go to school, but I got called in for a wolf that was potentially fly hacking. So what he did was, he was a really good wolf. So what he did was, he got knocked out, but then he used his wolf strike to basically fly back in. And like, not fly, but you get to like jump up like 10 or 15 blocks as a wolf when you use wolf strike, so it looked like he was flying. So as soon as I see that, I'm like, nope, screw that, I'm banning him. And so I ban him, and all of his friends just go berserk and completely freak out at me and say I'm like the worst staff member ever to exist and everything, and that was kind of weird. But anyway, that was my second story. It's kind of similar to my spider story. So my next story actually fast forwards to when I was a mod. Now, I was actually in staff 1, which is our staff server where we process reports and stuff without any players like bugging us and whatnot. And Doctor, like DCTR, he was one of the admins of the forum, or he was the forum admin at the time. He was actually just in there, like, AFK and just hanging out and doing stuff. But then, all of a sudden, I see that I just received, in my inventory, 999,000 baked chicken from Doctor. So, admins, if you guys don't know, are able to give people stuff, and Doctor is kind of like I guess you could say, a pretty fun admin. He's, like, willing to play games and stuff with everyone, and so he gave everyone like 100,000 chicken, and that was hilarious. So we all had like we had full inventories of baked chicken, and we were just like slapping each other with it and eating it. And I ended up like eating almost like a half a stack because I was just running around trying to chase them and stuff. It was really fun. Like, staff 1 was really fun. And then later, another time was I was in staff 1, and he actually handed out everyone 1 coin. So I guess it's a treasure chart now, but he actually gave everyone 1 coin back in the day, and that was really funny. So the next story is actually when I was a senior mod. Now, this happened like quite frequently. So basically, there was this guy, and he was in the lobby, and he's like, hey, are there any staff present? And basically, everyone else is like, no, there's no staff. And he's like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden, I get these MAC reports. And now, MAC reports, well, MAC stands for Mineplex Anti-Cheat, basically stops people that are like going really fast or like just being really shaky. So what happens is when you start to go like really fast, or you like start to fly, basically, it'll kick you. And Mineplex anti-cheat can be kind of weird because sometimes it'll kick you if you're like if there's an explosion at the end of a game and you go flying, it'll think that you're like flying and then it'll kick you, and that's happened to me a lot. But anyway, so this guy, he asked if there's staff members. They basically say that there's not, and then he starts to fly right in front of me, and I'm like, oh nope, and so I just ban him. And so I ban him, and it's funny because about 85-90% of the fly hackers I ban are in the hub, and that was back in the day when we had the big tree spawn, and so lots of them wanted to just get on top of the big tree, and so they would risk their entire accounts just so that they would like be able to fly up to the big tree. And I ended up actually banning like about 90% of them for fly hacks because of that. It was ridiculous. And this is my final story. Now, this was actually after I resigned. Now, this was pretty big. Okay, so I was deleting about 600 contacts off my Skype list because as a senior mod on trainee management, you are required to add every new trainee that comes through onto your Skype. Now, I was a senior mod since last April, and then I resigned last October, so I had a lot of contacts. So I had about 650, and I deleted, okay, maybe like 500. Yeah, I deleted about 500. And then the rest of them I would tag. So as on Skype, you're able to like tag people into certain groups. And so I was tagging everyone as a Mineplex person. So then I got to the admin team, a few of my mentees, and quite a few senior mods. And so I was just like, I was clicking all their names, and as I right-clicked to go to the tag as, I accidentally clicked the add to conversation button. Oh my goodness. So basically what happened was I added every single admin, all the senior mod, or some of the senior mods, some of my mentees, and this was all while I was at school in a study hall, and this like, yeah. So I added all these people to one Skype call, and I'm like, oh shoot. And so I'm at school, I'm like, oh crap. And so I type, I'm like, sorry guys, I did not mean to do that. You guys can just leave because I didn't need you. I'm just tagging you as being people part of Mineplex. And that was not good because at my school's stupid, so they have this internet filter that basically blocks any part of social life that you have. And so my message didn't go through, and right after I sent that message, I left. So it basically looked like I added all these people and then left immediately, and they didn't get that message because of my school's stupid filter. And so one of my mentees like, yo, why'd you leave without saying anything? And I'm like, oh, I did say something. And then he basically told everyone what happened. But guys, those are a few of my stories that I thought were really funny of my time here at staff. And if you guys want to see more, maybe I'll try to remember some more stories. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in a brand new video. Bye, guys.